How can someone heaven singled out as royalty still stare into the mirror and whisper, fraud? You feel that shocking sting because the very mantle that marks you as chosen also magnifies every secret crack, and the enemy exploits each hairline fault, hissing through the night that your crown is counterfeit. For he knows Proverbs 23:7, as a man thinks, so is he. And if he can infect your thoughts, he can suffocate your destiny. That is the first hidden insight. The imposter feeling is not proof of unworthiness, but evidence of assignment, a spiritual indicator light flickering to warn that you are carrying something weighty enough to draw sniper fire, the same way David smelled like sheep, yet was already anointed king, while Saul still warmed the throne, 1 Samuel 16. So the discord between who you appear to be and what God calls you to be grows into an inner civil war where self-doubt shells your confidence daily. Second, you secretly compare your behind-the-scenes footage to everyone else's highlight reel, forgetting that Romans 8:28 is working in the shadows, weaving even your clumsy scenes into victory. And while you obsess over unfinished edits, heaven applauds the raw footage. But comparison is a venomous serpent, hidden, silent, slow, that coils around your purpose and squeezes until you believe the myth that you must have spotless credentials to wield holy authority, when in fact God flaunts unpolished vessels expressly to shame polished skeptics. 1 Corinthians 1:27. And your stutter, your scar, your resume, punched full of gaps, becomes his stage for scandalous grace. Third, you misinterpret preparation pain as disqualification. Yet Joseph's prison was not a holding cell for rejects, but a covert leadership boot camp. Genesis 39-41, where iron shackles forged iron resolve. So every closed door is less a rejection than a hidden rehearsal for palace corridors. Imposter angst spikes right before elevation because the soil must feel pressure before the seed breaks through. And your sleepless wrestling tonight is the midnight contraction preceding tomorrow's birthing of influence. Isaiah 66:9. Fourth, you carry a prophetic blueprint that rarely matches the visible scaffolding. God told Jeremiah, "Before I formed you, I knew you," Jeremiah 1:5. Yet for decades, Jeremiah's surroundings screamed failure. So the gap between the invisible promise and the visible present taunts you with feelings of fraudulence. But remember, Gideon threshing wheat in fear when the angel called him mighty warrior, Judges 6, proving that heaven's vocabulary often sounds like exaggeration until earth catches up. Fifth, you underestimate the power of partial revelation. God shows you headlines, but withholds fine print. So you walk by flashlight, not floodlight. Psalm 119, 105, and that limited glow makes each step feel like guesswork. The warning is this: if you demand complete clarity before obedience, you will crown uncertainty as king, and fear will masquerade as discernment, halting every forward motion while you audit yourself into paralysis. Yet there is a shocking freedom coded into Philippians 1:6. The author who started your story writes every plot twist, and he jealously guards his investment, meaning you cannot sabotage what you did not initiate. Therefore, imposter syndrome is a demonic indictment that ignores the divine contract stamped paid in full at Calvary. So breathe. The same Spirit who hovered over the formless void now hovers over your chaos. Genesis 1:2. Ready to speak. Let there be into the places you call inadequate. Let that truth detonate the lie that you are an accidental placeholder. Here is the challenge. Silence the internal prosecutor by issuing a verdict of faith. Declare with Paul, By the grace of God, I am what I am. 1 Corinthians 15:10. And step into rooms where your knees knock and your voice trembles. Because authority is exercised, not proven. Your obedience will outpace your feelings. And as you move, the mantle will settle. The imposter smoke will clear. And those very halls where you once felt small will echo with testimonies of how a trembling soul dared to believe the outrageous things heaven spoke. Thank you for watching until the end. If today's message stirred something in your heart, don't hesitate to share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear your story. Make sure to hit like to help spread this message to others. And don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss any future content filled with truth and encouragement. We're walking this calling together, and you are not alone.